Hello. So in this video, we are going to talk about how you can use a SERP-based clustering API or endpoint that I have built almost for free. And when I say free, there is no cost of implementing that logic. The only cost that you have is basically using the ValueSERP API to scrape the search results for all the keywords that you have. So I'm gonna open up like an Excali draw to kind of quickly explain as we go what this is doing. So of course we are in first Google Colab. So I will just mention here that we are in Google Colab. This is where we will be interacting from. And as you go further, we will introduce more things. But for now, let's just say we are going to talk to ValueSERP API to scrape the results. And I want to like explain this to you and kind of explain a little bit about what these APIs are, how you can think about it going forward, SERP-based clustering being just one use case, although this video will also be helpful for those who wants to do SERP-based clustering for their set of keywords. So I'm gonna start with this. I have downloaded a CSV from Ahrefs. In this case, I have taken all the keywords related to, let's say, inspection software. So for example, if you are a SaaS or whatever, you want to generate landing pages for inspection software, what are the opportunities that are there? So generally what you do is you go through Href keyword research and you build the list of your keywords, right? So in this case, I have built a list of 543 keywords. To be able to use it in Google Colab environment, I have done nothing but use the same CSV and saved it as Excel. You could import CSV as well. I am just relying on Excel here. So what I have done here is I have imported that into a Colab environment, and I'm going to install some of the dependencies that we need, and then I'm going to say what is the file path. So you can come here, you can copy this path, and you can just come and paste it here. So I'm doing Control B, and here it is saying that PD, which is our pandas, and it has I don't know what you call function, which will take on this path and it will read the Excel, and we are converting into terms df. So this will be printing the data frame that you have in Excel, right? Very simple, nothing changing much. This is just like seeing the data. Now, as you go through this, you will realize that there are some keywords and whatnot. There are some values that comes as like null, which will show as like NaN, let's say in volume as well. There will be some NaN values in keyword as well. You could explore the same from here, and you will see, for example, this NaN. And if you don't clean this data, you will see errors while scraping. So I have this function called clean Excel data. This is just for your purpose, so that you can just like quickly explore what the data is coming in. And what this will do is the same thing which we did above, which is now we have terms df as data frame, and this is something that I'm doing, which it's basically saying that just pick up keywords and volume, and then where you have keyword as a column, rename it to query. So if you will run this, you will see a data frame like this. What has happened is that out of 543, it has removed one, which was NaN, and then where the volume was once again null value, it is replacing it with 0. So this basically says that wherever the volume is null, fill 0 and make it as integer. And here it is saying that remove all the non-alphanumeric numbers, which is like I don't know, slash or quotation marks or whatever. And then I'm doing one more thing which is a little bit opinionated here. You could remove it if you would like, where I'm saying that if the keyword has more than 3 letters in it, then only you should consider that. And then I'm also dropping that query length which I'm creating here as a column. And what you get is this, where you have volume and then you have query as a column, just because the function that I'm using for ValueSERP uses this query, and I didn't want to like rewrite this. So that is the only reason. So now you have, I guess what you can say is a clean data frame with 542 keywords. So this is the input keyword that you have, which is cleaned, and we are saving it as keywords df, right? Now, the next step is to say I want to scrape all of this data. So I'm saying that value API scraping, and lot of things happening here. This is a ready code for you. You can pick up and run with it. So first thing we are doing here is we are creating a batch in ValueSERP API. Second thing we are doing is that the batch that we created, we are adding search queries or keywords to it so that it can search. The third thing that we are doing is we are starting that batch to say start scraping. The fourth thing we are doing is once it has started the batch and scraped all the value, we want to get that result set. And if it has more than 1000 keyword, then this will iterate through. In this case, it's only 540 or whatever, so it will just work out fine. Anyway, it will work out fine, but this is why there is a bit of a long code. Then it is saying that I found the result set URLs. I want to extract all the things that are there in it. And then here it is saying that clean this and give me in a way I want, which will name it as query and links. And all of these functions are useful. The last function is doing just scraping of all of these queries. So like running them one by one, and it will report on the status of our function. So we just run this. You don't need to do anything, just copy paste this. And here comes the interesting part, which is just with this single line of code, you will be able to invoke all of these functions and it will scrape things for you. But what you are seeing here is it says API key, which means that you will have to sign up for ValueSERP and you will have to have the API key for this. Now, I could have like given API key here like very much directly, but because I'm sharing the script, what I have done is I have used the secrets feature where I'm saying that the name of my API is this and the value of my API is this, so that I can programmatically or like dynamically I can fetch this using this key, where I'm saying that my API key is basically user data.get and then the name of the secrets that I have. And you have to import this to be able to use this function. So I'm doing this. That will give me my own API. You can come here, you can add your own secrets in your Colab and it will be able to show it for you. Then I'm just giving name of batch where I'm saying that this is the name of my batch, and then search location, the country and the language, and then the domain that I want to script from. So once I have all these variables that will be used as a part of this, so it is using keyword df, API, batch name, search location, and everything. I'm starting this function. So as soon as you click play, it is telling you that the batch ID created for this was this. All the search keywords were added. It started ValueSERP function and now it is waiting for the search SERP results. As soon as it will be done, you can play the next one and it will show you the data frame with all your keywords, the volume, and the top 10 search results it was able to fetch, right? So we will have to wait, probably depending on how long your keyword is. So it was 543. It gave us all. Um, Now you can export this just to be, you know, save the state, and you don't have to scrape it again. So I am scraping, downloading it here. So as soon as you will do this, you will be able to find this. You can download, but this is not all. We have this, and using this, so this is the only cost that you have. Probably it cost, I think, $2.50 for 1,000 keywords. So this costed me, I think, $1 or $1.50 to get this. Now, what I have done is that if you look at this from Google Colab, what you did is you brought like a Excel file of your keyword. You gave it to your Google Colab. Google Colab did some sort of processing, and then it went to ValueSERP API, and it kind of went back to Google Colab with all the things that you have. Then I have something called SERP-based Clustering API. And in this case, what I have done is Google, let me open this up. So Google Cloud has a feature called Cloud Functions, which you can see here. In this Cloud Function, you can create a serverless function, and I'm using the SERP-based keyword clustering as an example, but here you can basically say, this is my function that I want to create, and whenever someone calls this function, what I want to do is I want it to do some sort of a logical operation on it, and all the codes of matching that SERP-based keyword, or how the matching happens, lives here. Now, let's say in this case, I'm using this, and that logic is valuable, and I don't want to kind of make it public, but I still want to use everyone for free. So could I could utilize something like this. So in future, let's say if you come up with some other ideas where you think that one particular operation with the data in and the data out, and whatever the processing that you are doing could be valuable for others, you could think of this as this sort of function. I did deploy serverless. You could do other ways as well, but I think this is a good way to kind of think about it. Now, what we are doing is that here I'm creating a function where I'm saying that this is the URL that I will be calling. This is the headers that I will be sending, and I will send it as a, so I will have to prepare a data in a specific format that this function would expect, and it is expecting in a way that I will have this key value pair where I will have a SERP-df with all the data that is coming from SERP, and then I will also say what is the common number of URLs that I want to match it from, and then I will convert that data into JSON, and that JSON will be sent as a part of this request. So this is sending it as a post request, and then once that processing is done on my cloud function, it will wait for it and say if the status code is 200, which means that the function was successful, I will name it as clusters df cloud, which, I mean, you can do like whatever variable that you would like. So what we are doing now is that we wrote that function, and here we are invoking that function, and we are saying that, okay, I have all the SERP-df or that ready data frame, and then I want to do my clustering based on 4 number of keywords. So as soon as I do play, it says JSON not defined. That means that I haven't imported JSON. So I'll say import JSON, and then I will run this again. So let's play. Okay, so now it is going to my function and coming back with the data, and now you can see that you have a cluster name and the volume and the keyword and the how many number of keywords that are there in clusters. So in this case, I did clustering with 4, but you could also do it with 3, depending on how you want to go about it. So now it has more number of keywords in one cluster. I will stick to 4 for now, and let's run it again. And this is, I think, one of the best part when you have very like modular way of going about things. You could try out and say, okay, now I have scraped all the keywords and the URLs for them. What I want to do is I want to try out whether 3 keywords are better, or 4 keywords are better, or 5 keywords are better. You could do it almost literally for free, Now you have this saved in clusters df, and you could export this here. And now this is the file that you have, which is saying, sorry, this is the file that you have, which says inspection software clustered, and here you got everything that you need to kind of analyze your cluster. So you can go, you can do pivot table, you can say I want cluster names, and then the volumes, and then let's also do count of keywords. So I can go here and I can say collapse entire field. Now the results that is coming in, it's saying that you probably want to create one landing page for janitorial inspection software, and safety inspection software, inspection management software, pipeline inspection software, car inspection software. Now, of course, not everything is going to be valid, but now you were able to kind of reduce that abstraction from quite a bit of volume to the number of clusters that you're seeing. Okay, so you already got your results, but I want to show you something more here, which is visualizing these clusters using Plotly. So you can use like Plotly Express as a library, and you can say, okay, plot all the clusters where the number of keywords are minimum of 3. And now it is giving you a good visualization where it's saying that, okay, janitorial softwares are has like these many keywords. Inspection management software has all of these keywords. So before you export this, you could quickly see what your clusters look like, and you can visualize it here before maybe exporting it there. But coming back here, what we did is that we have Excel file. We did some sort of a transformation and sent it to Google Colab. Then what we have done is we used ValueSERP API to scrape all the results that we wanted, and then we received the URLs for all of them. We used the ValueSERP function that I built, and then we went back with the data, and then once again you exported your final insights. And once again, the key takeaway here is that we did use 2 of these APIs to do smaller functions for us. What you could start thinking about is that what are the other APIs or microservices or some sort of a logical operation. It doesn't have to be API, but API is kind of sellable, and you could potentially earn from them going forward if it's valuable enough for others. So I hope this will be valuable for you, and you will have 2 takeaways. One is how you could use the script to do the clustering for you for probably extremely cheap, I hope. And when I say extremely cheap, let's just say what the price is today. So if we so for if you just go pay as you go, it's gonna cost you this much. If you are able to consume 25,000 searches a month, it will cost you $1.6 for 1,000 keywords, right? So I generally go pay as you go if I don't foresee a lot of usage coming. But yeah, I hope you find this valuable, and share your comments or any feedback that you have, and enjoy.